What is cream? Cream is a fraction that rises to the top of raw milk, whole raw milk, when we leave it to stand for a while. Cream is an oil in water emulsion. Milk is also oil in water emulsion. Cream is also the same kind of emulsion. Oil in water, oil droplets in water phase. And then prepare from milk by increasing the fat content. How to prepare it? Either we do it spontaneously, mean we leave milk for a while and then the fat globule will rise up to the top. Then we can take that fraction, or we do force creaming. We use a centrifuge like we discussed in the part of centrifugation already. We just use a centrifuge and then we apply centrifugal force and we have the cream. Or traditionally they can use hand to do it. Cream can be characterized or can be classified based on the fat content. So we have here normally cream has higher than 20% of fat. Milk had 4% of fat if you remember. Thin cream then has less than 20 but higher than 4% of fat because 4 that is already milk. We have whipping cream, double cream, clotted cream. This cream has much higher fat content and the product is very thick that you can use a spoon to take it, like it will not flow easily. Or we have sour cream by fermentation or by addition with some additive. It's important for the product on the market. An important market product is whipping cream. When you have a birthday, you buy the birthday cake. Then actually, the important part of the cake is made with whipping cream. It's the cream that after whipping you will obtain this appearance, this texture, and this volume. When you whip it, then là đánh nó đó, đánh kem á, then we expand a lot in volume. We have good structure like that. Okay. So what are the good properties of whipping cream that we want to have? We want to have it good taste. We want it to have a long shelf life. We want it to have good whippability. Means that it's easier to whip, to increase the volume. The texture is fine, and also the texture is firm and durable. Like this was quite firm. So you buy the birthday cake, you bring home, you travel for half an hour. The texture is still the same, still durable. Otherwise, it doesn't look like a cake anymore. No release of fluid during storage. So there is fluid serum inside the cream, but it will not release out. So you don't see kind of liquid at the bottom here. How to make whipping cream? From milk, here is normal pasteurization, HTHT pasteurization, centrifugation to separate. We have two fractions, cream and skim milk. To make whipping creams, of course, we start from cream. The skim milk is for making some other products, like skim pasteurized milk, for example. Here we standardize to have a fixed fat content like 36 or 40 or 38. It's depending on the requirement. How to standardize. Here you have, for example, 40% of fat. If you want to have 36%, then you need to add with some amount of skim milk. Here, to make whipping cream, we have only to add additive. Mình là phải thêm phụ gia. What are these additives? Then we will discuss in some next slide. We have to add because we need the additives to help to maintain the textures of the cream after whipping. And here you see we have to pasteurize again. And the pasteurization here is high pasteurization, high temperature for a long time. Why do we have to do pasteurization again? Because in this step, the heat treatment, we actually, the main purpose is to inactivate lipase inactivate enzyme, the enzyme that hydrolyzes fat, because our product is rich in fat, so we have to inactivate this enzyme to prevent the rancidity. And because we add something here, that's why we need also to pasteurize again to destroy microorganisms. Then we apply cooling, packaging, and then we have the product which is ready for selling, marketing. The procedure to make whipping cream is quite simple. All right, you just use cream and then you have it, but by some heat treatment. What is more important here is to add additive to maintain the texture, the body of the cream after being whipped. So now we explain the whipping mechanism. What happens, why the volume is increased when we do whipping. When we do whipping, then the foams here are the air bubbles stabilized by partially coalesced fat globules. The fat globules will be partially coalesced, là nó tiếng Việt nó là liên hợp một phần. Before whipping, we put our cream in a fridge. We sell our cream in a fridge, of course. Then the fat in the fat globules are crystalline. The fat will be solid, more solid, right? And then at low temperature, the fat crystalline like this. So the fat globules are quite solid because the fat is solid. And then there are some crystal which are soft, piercing out the fat globules even. And during whipping, là đánh kem, during the whipping, you see the fat globules collide with each other, and because it's hard because of the piercing needles, a piercing crystal, that part will be broken like this, and then they will link together like this. Okay, because this part is broken and the fat globule will link together. Because we already store the cream at low temperature for a period of time, so the fat inside are crystalline, become solid fat, and some of the crystal are sharp like needles, and when we do whipping they will collide with each other, and the part of a membrane here is broken, and then the fat inside is coalesced together. We call coalesce là liên hợp lại với nhau. And because of that, what you see here, when we do whipping, the air bubbles are introduced inside the system, and the air bubbles are now stabilized, are held by the fat globule. These fat globule link together under partial coalescence mechanism. They link together and they hold the fat globule. You have to imagine it's three-dimensional, and then here it's just a bubble, not a circular, right? And also it form a membrane, a certain membrane like this, so it's hold the serum inside. Serum is actually water together with soluble components inside the serum, also the dispersed components as well. So because the serum is hold inside like this different part, so it will not release out. Because it's not released out, that's why from beginning we say no release fluid during storage. So if you are successful with making whipping cream, then the serum is held inside very well. So now we go back to the question that we asked before. What are the additives that we should add? The additives include two groups, emulsifiers and stabilizer. Emulsifiers, if you remember from beginning, we said that emulsifiers is to stabilize the emulsion, right? To make the emulsion more stable. But in this case, in whipping cream, emulsifier is not to stabilize but to destabilize, nghĩa là làm bất bền chứ không phải là làm bền. To destabilize emulsion partially. If you have fat globule like this, so the emulsifier will come into certain part of the membrane, and this part becomes sensitive. When we do whipping, this part actually get broken and linked together like that. So again, emulsifiers in making whipping cream is not to stabilize emulsion, but to destabilize partially a part only. And the main role of stabilizer is to increase the viscosity of the serum, to hold water in the serum, hold water by water, everything anywhere there. So to hold the serum inside the network, so it will not release out. Yes, so we are done with creams. What is cream? Again, cream is just a fraction that we separate from milk, but with higher fat levels, with higher fat content. Creams can vary from above 4% of fat to much higher, but a typical cream is somehow around 40% of fat. And in order to make whipping cream, we have to add additives in a way that it will maintain the structure of the product after being whipped. And the whipping mechanism is under partial coalescence of fat globules. They will coalesce partially together and they hold the air inside. And when we do the whipping, a lot of air bubble will come inside, means that we increase the volume a lot. So when you eat a birthday cake, actually you eat quite a lot of air, or they sell to you quite a lot of air. The cake is very light because a lot of air is inside the detectors.